halfway point of the season. You and I had a little conversation before starting this podcast. We're at the halfway point of the season where we're looking at the players that have stood out.
Yeah.
And I think you and I disagree with a number of players here, but we're going to go through this. We're going to pick our team of the season in the English Premier League so far. You've got full autonomy in your team. Likewise for me, John. Goalkeeper, got to start there, of course. Robert Sanchez is not our goalkeeper. I think it's fair to say.
No, it's not.
Who are you choosing? Best goalkeeper of the season so far?
Well, listen, this pretty much. I know Alisson has been injured. He hasn't been.
Yes.
He's been in and out. So if you talk about that position, you probably have to go with David Raya. I think for me, he's been absolutely fantastic for Arsenal.
I agree, by the way.
Listen, there's also a conversation of Jordan Pickford as well.
Yes.
In that conversation.
Matt Sells at Forest as well.
Yeah, exactly. So if I have to go, I have to go with David Raya.
I'm with you. I kind of come back to that game early on in the season against Aston Villa.
Yeah.
The save from Ollie Watkins.
Yeah.
And he's produced a few
of those world-class saves
this
he's made.
season.
So
Arsenal
for me,
have got the best defensive record in the league, 16 goals conceded to date. So I don't think there'll be too many people that will grumble with David Raya. In terms of right back, are you playing a back four?
I'm playing back four, yeah.
Me too. Right back. Where are we going? Trent Alexander-Arnold's been mentioned.
Right back. Listen, Trent is absolutely fantastic. He's been brilliant for Liverpool. I know there's talks about the contract, if he's staying or not, or if he's going to join his mate, Jude Bellingham at Real Madrid, which is something that I think
suits Real, doesn't he?
I see him.
I do too.
He's just, listen, no disrespect to Liverpool. Liverpool is a giant of a football club. So let's not kid ourselves here. But Real Madrid is Real Madrid. And when you look at Trent, he oozes Real Madrid.
Yeah,
so for me, I see him going to Real Madrid. I don't see him renew. I think out of them three, I think he's probably the one that will walk come the end of the season. So I see him going to Real Madrid.
Yeah, correct.
But for me, my right back shoe will be Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Left back, few names come to mind. Mark Cucurella. He silenced the boo boys at Chelsea. He's become a proper cult hero now.
Yep.
He would be a name I'd put into the mix. You've got Anthony Robinson at Fulham, who I'm a big fan of. But who would get your nod at left back, John?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Like you said, listen.
Vardiol, he's not been...
No, Vardiol, no. Listen,
Andy
Robertson has been absolutely brilliant for Fulham. He's been absolutely brilliant.
Amazing.
What he does at that left side of Fulham, the team, is absolutely brilliant. Him and Alex Iwobi, I must give both of them. The combination between both, the partnership between both of them, has been, for me, one of the best partnerships.
I agree.
Really in the Premier League, because they understand each other really well. So Robertson, for me, probably get my vote left back.
Interesting. Two centre halves. Who are you giving the vote to here?
Well, one of them has to be obviously the big man that's leading Liverpool, to probably of winning the Premier League. So for me, Van Dijk, player who's had his injury. I think he had that massive injury, didn't he? Came back, wasn't himself, wasn't the same, and everybody thought, he's finished. He's gone. The injuries killed him. He's not going to become the same player. But now this season, he's come back. And he's proving everybody wrong. He's come back to that Jojo Van Dijk that we all know. He's been absolutely brilliant for Liverpool. The way he leads that defense, and not just the defense, the whole team. He's become more vocal. He's becoming more like a leader, and everything you can see, he's that personnel in the team that everything goes through. You know what I mean? He's very vocal. And the way he plays also, leading by example. And so for me, I think Van Dijk gets my vote there.
It's interesting what you're saying there about Virgil, how he's kind of grown this season.
Yeah.
It's not lost on me. He's got a Dutch manager, so he's got a compatriot. But you look at Virgil, you look at Ryan Gravenberch, and you look at Cody Gakpo.
Yeah.
The three Dutchmen in that Liverpool team who have all elevated their games this season working for a Dutchman, which is
speaking Dutch.
A little interesting aside. So Virgil, and alongside the big man, who are you picking?
I'll probably go for Milankovic,
the Nottingham Forest
centre-back. He's been, what a player he's been for Forest this season.
As I said, 8 clean sheets more than any other.
Oh, what a defensive record they've had there. I mean, the partnership between him and, is it?
It's Murila, the Brazilian.
Yeah, the Brazilian.
He's getting a move.
Yeah, they've been absolute rock solid, both of them. Milankovic as well, not just defending as well. He's chipped in with a couple of goals as well. So for me, he's been a solid rock in that defense for
What a signing, by the way, because
what a signing, yeah.
He was linked with Man United a couple of seasons back. Liverpool were sniffing as well.
Of course he didn't get Man United.
Of course. Another one we dropped the ball
another
on.
one.
Another one. But from Fiorentina, credit where credit's due. Forest have found a golden one there. Okay, so Milinkovic alongside Van Dijk, Anthony Robinson, and you've gone Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yes.
And then you've gone David Raya. The only two differences for me, I've gone William Saliba ahead of Milinkovic.
Yeah.
I still think Saliba, on his day, I'd make a case that he's the best centre-half in the Premier League alongside Virgil. And then I will have a Forest player. Can't pick a Liverpool player at right back. No Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm going to go a compatriot of yours, Ola Aina. Who was on the books at Chelsea.
He was,
When you were there. Young lad. He's been fantastic.
He's had a good season. He's had a good season so far. You know, one thing is he's added to his game this season. He's defended well. He's defended really well. And also he's putting in lots of crosses now. And of course, chipped in a couple of goals as well, which is absolutely fantastic to see. Let's say Ola Aina, we all knew he was a fantastic player at the club. And he's joined and he's gone to Forest. And he's been there a while now, isn't he?
He's been there a few years now,
something
like
Torino,
that. Came from Torino.
He's been playing well since coming back to the Premier League from Italy.
It's great you mentioned Anthony Robinson, who was a snip brought from Wigan for I think 1.75 million. What about this?
He's a Rolls Royce, isn't he? Robertson in that left flank. He's like up and down. It reminds me of Ashley Cole.
Here's a stat for you. Salah, 13 assists this season. Saka with 10. Third in the Premier League with 7. Anthony Robinson.
Wow.
From left back.
Wow.
Top. Milos Kirčić as well, a big fan of the Bournemouth lad. Kukurea as well, but
he never stops, Andy Robertson. He just keeps going. From minute 1 to minute 93, whatever it is, he keeps going. He keeps bumping into that. And one thing that I like the manager's done, the manager's giving him that freedom. He's seen that he is a massive threat. And now what he does, he plays 3 at the back, which is Akpambasi plays. That's right. So that he has a little bit of solidity on that left side. So it just gives Robertson that freedom to just go, bump forward, in and out. And he's been absolutely fantastic for Fulham this season.
Right. Midfield 2 or midfield 3? What are you playing at 2?
I'll go midfield 3, I'll go.
Okay, 3. So who are we selecting in here? I've got a few Chelsea.
I'll change it. I'll go midfield 2.
Okay, 2.
Yeah, I'll go 2. So number 1, I'm going to go with Gravenberch, Liverpool. A player who didn't get a kick during Klopp's era.
No.
Never got a sniff. And this season, he's become an absolutely revelation of a player. Yeah. I mean, when you watch him play, he is that leg that Liverpool needs in that midfield. He's that player. He takes the ball, not only just getting it, little passes here and there. He drives the ball forward. He gets the ball and he drives forward. And he has the legs to go, to bump forward and get back quickly as possible. So for me, he's that player. So he's that player that solidified that Liverpool side. And coming from not having a kick during Jurgen Klopp's era to becoming number 1 in that team sheet right now. I actually think he's number 1 player in that team sheet right now.
No.
You know what I mean? No. The way he's performing, if you take him out of that team,
they're not
luckily enough, he's not been injured. He hasn't missed a game. If you take him out of that team, I would like to see how they're going to cope without him. Yes, you have McAllister there.
What is Salah
but
done
I actually
to you,
think, listen, Mohamed Salah is an important player. But I'm talking about a player that can keep the balance in the team, like Rodri is for Manchester City. We can see it now. You can have a Haaland, you can have a Kevin De Bruyne. If you don't have the engine room of the football of the team,
that's fair.
The team is going to fall apart. So for me, it will be interesting to see what if he misses a game through injury to suspension. How will Liverpool cope without Gravenberch? I'd like to see that. So for me, Gravenberch gets my vote.
And I know you're picking alongside him. I know. And listen, for what it's worth, the next fellow you're about to say is in my team as well.
Is in your team, yeah.
It is who?
I have to go with Caicedo, isn't it? Yeah. Caicedo gets my vote. So I'm going to have Caicedo and Gravenberch as my 2 holding midfield player.
I'm going to go a little bit left field. I'm sticking with a Liverpool midfielder. I've not mentioned Graham Potter on this podcast yet. There's this little mention.
It's gone 30 minutes in?
Exactly. I'm going to Alexis McAllister, John. Right. There is a boy who just does not get headlines.
No.
He's the man that just keeps things ticking. And I take what you say about Ryan Gravenberch, but I look at Alexis McAllister. It's his ability out of possession. in possession. Keep the ball ticking over. The work rate he gets through out of possession.
True.
It's underrated.
True.
He's got the assists as well. He's been adding those in the
few
last
goals
2 weeks.
as well, yeah.
So I'm reuniting the two Brighton boys, Caicedo and McAllister, getting my vote over Gravenberch. But you've made a bloody good case for Gravenberch.
Yeah.
So he's on my bench.
Yeah.
Right, the three behind the front man. Where are we going? I think this picks itself a little bit.
So I have two, and then I have to put a number 10.
Number 10.
I need a number 10. Listen.
You know where we're going.
Where are we going with that?
Well, we're off to your club again. 16 goals and 12 assists.
There's only one. There's the only one person. But listen, you've just made a good argument of McAllister. So for me, if there was no Cole Palmer, I'll probably put McAllister in that number 10. But listen, with what Cole has done for this season, and listen, the guy's been absolutely brilliant.
He's a revelation.
He's a revelation. Just keeps producing magic after magic. Listen, if we didn't have him in the team, I wonder where we would have been this season. I don't think we would have been where we are, fourth. He is an absolutely fantastic player to watch. You know, he assists, the goals he's scoring, and also everybody talking about that. We forget about the work rate that he puts on the team when we don't have the ball. He's not just standing there like Eden Hazard. No. He's running around. He's chasing players down. He's trying to get the ball, win the ball back. So for me, he's a full package. He has everything. He's been absolutely fantastic this season.
Any concern at all, John? Any concern? Because we were at the Brentford game, and I said to the boys, of course, the team behind the team. Big shout out to Tom and Jack, who of course are behind the cameras. I said to those boys, the worry slightly for me is that Chelsea are becoming over-reliant.
Relying on
if
him, isn't it? Yeah.
Shut
him down,
Cole Palmer, do Chelsea still have the players to find ways to win? And again, Chelsea fans listening and watching this, and I'd like to think one or two might say, yeah, Chris, I'm actually with you on that. Is that a worry at all for you?
It is a worry. It is a worry. And the manager has come out and said it.
Can't be over-reliant.
Post-match game is, listen, we can't rely on Cole all the time. We need to find a solution when he's been marked out the game by the opponents. We need to find another solution. And I thought bringing back João Felix back into the club, I thought he was going to be that player that, maybe play both of them. You know what I mean? So if Cole is a little bit marked out, João Felix is a similar kind of player. So if you can have both of them on the pitch, if Cole has been marked out, João can also do similar what he does. Yeah. So I don't understand why Maresca, maybe there's an issue there. Listen, Maresca has done a fantastic job, so you can't question his decisions of not trying to play both of them or trying to fit both of them in the team. So there must be something there that he's seen that we haven't seen. So for me, I think, yes, it is a worry of being over-reliant on him. But we need to find a solution whereby if he's not performing or if he's not playing well or if he's been marked out, that another player will step up and do similar kind of what he does. So for me, and that player that I think is João Felix.
So Cole Palmer in at 10, don't think anyone disagrees with that.
No, I don't think anyone disagrees with
White areas, the Egyptian king.
Listen, there's a shout between, obviously, Saka's also been having a brilliant season. So we can,
Saka and Salah, your two white players.
Yeah, but they're both like playing that right side, don't they?
Yeah, well.
So we have to fit them on the positions where they're playing.
Okay, fine. I take that
Don't try to move one to the other side.
I was about to try and do that, John, but you're right. So Salah wide right. You're picking Salah. 17 goals, 13 assists.
Yeah, listen.
I mean, it's ridiculous numbers.
Listen,
in 18 games, John,
it's hard.
30 goal contributions.
It's hard to go against the Egyptian king, isn't it?
In 18 games.
Yeah, he's been absolutely fantastic this season. And listen, he's playing like a player who is fighting for a new contract. Again, a lot of people are saying, listen, is he playing like this because he wants a new contract? If he gets a new contract, what's going to happen? Is he going to be like, okay, no, I secured it now? But I don't see Salah. Salah is not that kind of guy. He's not that kind of person. I see Salah, he's the guy who constantly, week in, week out, he wants to improve. He wants to keep scoring goals. He wants to keep creating assists and getting the team to win games. So I don't see Salah being a sort of a Marcus Rashford, if you say. Getting the contract, getting the big money, and then just goes, you know what? I don't give a shit anymore. No, Salah is not that kind of guy. He's still fit. He looks ripped. His 6-pack or 10-pack he has is still there. I mean, the guy is fit. He looks like an absolutely beast. So I don't see Salah being that sort of guy, getting a new contract and thinking, you know what? Okay, now I'm just going to not give a shit anymore. No, Salah is a player that week in, week out, during training, he wants to get himself fit. He lives well, he's very professional, and he's going to continue to do the right things for Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think we've spoken about it. I think you and the Chelsea players and some of the Chelsea fans who wrote him off deserve a bit of credit. Because I told you off air, I did an event with him here in Dubai a few weeks back. Question was asked, what motivates you?
There's still a little bit of...
chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Like
with
said,
Chelsea.
People thought I was weak.
Yeah.
People thought I couldn't do it in English football. And I proved to them week in, week out that I can do it. We talked a lot about him on this pod.
Yeah.
The tears at halftime.
Yeah.
The fact that he was seen as too weak, maybe mentally a bit brittle, went away to Italy. He's come back.
Listen, honestly, he was. If I have to be honest with you, he was. He was a little bit mentally weak.
Fueling him.
But that's something that is fueling him right now. He wasn't the same Mo Salah that I see today. When I see him on the pitch as well, when I see him speak, there's something there. There's something mentally now. You can feel like he's strong enough. There's something, he's gone out to Italy. Yes, we let him go. The club didn't want him. He wasn't performing. Mentally, he was a little bit weak because he couldn't stand the dressing room that we had back then. The names, the ego that we had back then, he just couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
It was way too much for him. And credit to the kid, credit to the lad. He's gone out to Italy, to Rome, and he's got himself fit. He's got himself, whatever he did in Italy that worked for him, he found the right balance. And of course, came back to the Premier League, signed for Liverpool, and the rest is history. So for me, he's done an amazing job, but yes, he wasn't the same player. When I watch him play right now, mentally, he looks very strong. He looks sharp. This is something, there's an aura as well with him. There's this ego with him as well, that this arrogance with him. That's what I like. Every top player has that.
Yeah.
And he has that right now. So for me, listen, anyone that bets against Mo Salah right now is mad.
Yeah. Well, you've kiboshed my idea for wide left. Because I'm going to put Saka out there, for goodness sake. But if you're not having it, who's wide left then, John? I mean, Matheus Cunha has been incredible for Wolves.
Yeah.
But that's, again, you're shoehorning someone else out there. I'm thinking of other names. Anthony Gordon's been good for Newcastle. But has he been Saka levels? Saka's got 10 assists and 5 goals.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
Yeah.
So I think you might need to drop this idea that they can't play together and stick Saka wide left. Unless you're going to think of someone else.
Listen, we might as well do that. Because I don't see anyone really
I'm trying to think.
That has set the world on fire.
Antoine Semenyo at Bournemouth's been good, but he's been in patches. Anthony Gordon, patches. Ahmed Diallo at Man United, he's been the bright spark.
Nah.
But he's nowhere near a team of the season. Nah. I think Saka. Unless...
That's a tough one, that.
Spurs don't have anyone that's been consistent.
No.
Liverpool, Gakpo's been in and out. Luis Diaz has come in recent weeks. But again, not consistent. So
And we really don't have anyone there. Pedro Neto, some in and out, isn't it? Yeah, listen, you might as well put Saka there.
Saka's in. We're not arguing with that.
Saka is in.
The one we might argue over is striker. So Erling Haaland is second on the top goal scorer list behind Salah. He does not get in my team. You've got Chris Wood. You talked about him. Matheus Cunha. And the other one, I'm throwing him into the mix, is Alexander Isak.
Ooh.
He's now got 12 for the season with 4 assists. Scored in his last 6. He would be up.
Listen, he will be the one. But listen, Chris Wood has had an absolutely fucking fantastic
Unbelievable.
season. Unbelievable season.
Winning goals as well for Forest.
Winning goals as well, yeah. I mean, listen, a player who everybody's doubted, Chris Wood, for it. But this season, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, what a player he's become.
He's become the target man.
The old fox keeps going, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So you going Chris Wood?
I'm going to go Chris Wood.
I'm
going to go Chris Wood. I mean, for what he's done, listen, Isaac, but he's playing for a fantastic team who creates chances, who can get the ball, put the ball in the play for him to score. But Chris Wood, playing in that Forest team and be able to do what he's doing, not disrespect to Forest, but listen, they're not Newcastle. But playing in that Forest team and be able to do what he does week in, week out, for me, he gets in my team.
I'll tell you right now, whether I'm Paul Winstanley, whether I am Mikel Arteta, because of course they've not got a new sporting director yet, both of those teams, Alexander Isak. He's the one. He's Premier League proven. He can head, he can run in behind, he's silky smooth when he comes short for the ball. He is the one, and he gets my vote for striker of the season so far. Do you agree with those? Let us know. If you are watching this on YouTube, you can comment as well. That's
a good team, that.
Two good teams. We've got a few differences, but I see the thinking in both. So do let us know. Listen, I'm conscious, John, of keeping people well past the normal time we should on this New Year's edition of Taking the Mikel. So I want to wrap up. Quick fire predictions from you for 2025. Do not say Chelsea. Who are winning the Premier League title?
Listen, it's Liverpool to lose.
Yeah.
I think everyone can agree on that. The way they're playing right now, you don't see them slipping up too much. I see them losing one or two.
I agree.
But I don't see them losing way too many. So for me, it's theirs to lose. The way they're playing, they play with so much confidence, so much intensity. You know, I don't see any team right now in the Premier League that could match the intensity that they play with week in, week out. So for me, Liverpool.
Hate to say it, but you're absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
So Liverpool to win it. Top 4.
Oof.
Arsenal, Chelsea.
So top 4, it's going to be Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea.
Third, interesting. Started the season by saying they'd finish 6th, by the way. That's what football does. The actual facts change opinions. So Chelsea 3rd, and then who 4th? City.
I still think they come back strong. I still think City gets into the top 4. I think they'll come back strong. Listen, Newcastle they're pushing right now. The way they're playing recently, you know, they're playing again with the intensity that Eddie Howe wants them to play. That intensity, that Newcastle intensity that they're playing week in, week out. They don't have European football this season, and you can see that's benefiting them. The way they play with so much intensity. I mean, Manchester United last night couldn't live with them.
Nope.
Couldn't live them in the first 20, 30 minutes. So for me, that intensity that we know Eddie Howe's team plays with is back. And this is the Newcastle team that, you know. So for me, if City don't get in there, I think Newcastle might just be the team that creeps in there.
I know financial fair play is important. Of course, Chelsea needs to balance the books.
Yeah.
Chelsea fans watching, listening to this, Lewis Hall is an absolute player there.
Yeah.
He's
What
England.
a player.
He
What a
could be,
player.
he could be Thomas Tuchel's England left back at the next World Cup.
It could be.
He's that
good. It could
good.
be the way he's been playing.
I love him.
He's been on really, really great form.
Love him. You know who gave him his debut?
Who?
Graham Potter.
Oh, there you go. Mention them finally.
Gotta drop that in.
The Graham Potter show is here.
I'm gonna drop that in. Gotta just drop that in. Trying to get Graham for the pod. I'm gonna butter him up somehow. Right, so that's City to finish top 4. In terms of Champions League winner, John, because I'm thinking about this, Real Madrid are not perfect. Barca certainly aren't. Dare I say it? Liverpool or Inter Milan? Is it Inter's year?
Might be. They've been robbed off it a couple of years now, Inter. So it might be their year. So listen, Inter, they're playing really well, Inter. But listen, it's hard to bet against the
City, Liverpool.
You know, City and
Arsenal.
City, I think. No, Arsenal. No. Listen, Arsenal are not winning. Fuck all, mate. Not in this podcast. We're going to say Arsenal win the league. No chance. Arsenal winning anything. Fuck off. So for me, I'll probably go
Liverpool.
Real Madrid still. I think they're going to come back strong. I think Real Madrid, it's hard to bet against them when it comes to Champions League because again, we know how they are in the Champions League. You're counting them out. You think, they're not playing well, but they find a way to win games. They find a way to win the Champions League, and I think they're going to be there again. Carlo said it. He said, "Judge me come the end of the Champions League. If I don't win it, then you might judge me." I think they're going to be there again. Real Madrid, I think they're the team to beat. But listen, Liverpool are in great form. They're the team now on top form, you know, all across board in Europe. So you can't bet against Liverpool with the way they're playing. But again, one thing I have to say with Liverpool, though, they've been very, very lucky. They haven't had any injuries. Once that starts happening, how do they cope with it? So that's what we haven't seen yet.
By the end of 2025, is Ruben Amorim still Manchester United boss? Yes or no?
Right. I think the next 3-4 games is tough. Is tough games. I don't know. Yes, they're playing Liverpool, but listen, if he doesn't win the next 2-3 games,
you think, oh Lord,
he has to. Listen, I'm not saying he has to go, but it's not the manager's problem. It's the players.
Yeah,
Manchester United players are not good enough.
So
not good enough.
Yes or no, is he in a job come the end of 2025?
He has to stay in the job. You have to get rid of those players.
Yeah, okay.
The players has to go.
I know you like this fella, despite the fact he's manager of a team that I shall not name. Is Ange Postecoglou still in a job at the end of this year?
Oh yeah, Ange Ball needs to stay. I think everybody listen.
Ange Ball needs to stay, says the Chelsea legend.
If you're not a Spurs fan, you like watching Spurs. But listen, the more they keep losing, Ange stays. As a Chelsea fan, I want to see Spurs down the bottom of the league.
So
I don't want to see them anywhere near top of the league. No. Spurs keep losing, but listen, they're great to watch. They score 2, they let you score 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's just Spurs. They have no control of how to deal with the Ange ball, whatever system he plays. He's not going to change. He said it. They're going to be free and flowing team. They're going to attack and attack and attack. But sometimes you need to find the balance.
Yeah.
There is no balance in this Spurs team. They just keep going. They let you score. They score 2, but they let you score 3. So for me, as long as Spurs keeps losing, I'm happy.
Last one before we wrap up. It's the biggie for 2025.
Yeah.
I've got the wallet out. I'm Scottish. I'm tight, but I'm willing to put into the kitty. How much to get Didier Drogba on the podcast, John?
Oh.
I'll give you, there's 400 dirhams. How much? How likely?
The big man. Soon, yeah.
Come on, Didier.
Yeah. It's on the works. Yeah.
I'll pay him. I'll pay him at one pocket, John. As long as he's not too rich. We'll get Didier on this podcast.
The big man will come on the pod. He will come on the pod soon. You know, Didier is a man that does things on his time.
Yeah.
You can't rush him.
No, and we're not going to rush him.
No, you can't rush him. He comes when he's ready. So I've left the door open for him. He'll let me know when he's ready. He said, listen, I love the pod. I watch the pod. Every single episode I watch. But I'll come on when I'm ready.
Right, Didier. That open invitation is there throughout 2025.
Yeah.